check, check, check. Virginia. Could be. Alright.
Checking, checking. Alright, let's do this.
Let's go. Bueno, yep.
Sorry about that. Buenas, 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 buenas. Hey, what's up, everybody? Sound like Reptile here. My name is Reptile, illustrator, artist, graphic designer, YouTuber, also streamer. Uh, Happy New Year! Welcome to the new year. This is my first streaming of the year, 2025, and you saw it last night. I was almost halfway to the sketch. I said it before. If you guys haven't seen the stream before, feel free to see it again. Uh, I was doing my own style, so I was working on it, and we could recap soon enough. I'll be doing, I think, reactions. a reaction montage of 2024 and you know, see how it goes while drawing, completing this artwork, and there's to it. Hola, buenas tardes, buenos días. Mi nombre es Camilo, yo soy Alimento Reptil, Camilo Alimento Reptil. Yo soy un ilustrador, diseño gráfico, animador y artista digital, diseño de personajes. Y bienvenido al nuevo año de 2025. Y si tú no me ves en el último año, que estaba cumpliendo, haciendo dibujos por de la noche, que ahora sí, que voy a seguir trabajando por, y ojalá yo pueda postearlo en Instagram y todo eso. Yo soy, gracias, que usted que tiene sus planes, sus futuros, para hacer cualquier que tú quieras, le gustas, y, o sea, disfruta, trabaja. Yo tengo ya estoy pensando mi año nuevo con mi trabajo. Yo estoy pensando, o sea, pensando mi año nuevo con el streaming y nos vemos. Bueno, vamos a pensar. Let's start this. Enjoy. Enjoy. Oh shit. Mm. So, what I'm doing now is I have to. I know I'm not good with the hand drawing. It's already the new year and I still am terrible drawing hands. It's a nice dance.
Damn. Mm.
Yes. All right. You know. Sorry, I was just trying to get emphasis. funny because I haven't completed this shit in my mind. It's kind of hard drawing scales. Now I'm starting to feel like, bro, is this shit even further? Yeah, I hate it. But maybe I could just draw a mark. I think that's good. I think that would be better. Maybe I could just draw a mark. Mark. It's too Asian, I guess. I'm trying to think South. Right there. It's still a sketch. Yeah, this feels good. Ah, sorry. I'm thinking too down like this. Make it better. So yeah, this part maybe. I'm not so sure. It's very Tesla-ish. I want to imagine there's like a snake that looks like this. That'd be dope. So that part is good. Him. This is a character. This is my one of my characters that I always draw. I like to draw. I usually like to draw this character whenever there's something new. Oh shit. Hmm. I smell something good today. Gosh, parents are yeah, they're cooking good food today. Stop twitching. God damn. Here I don't know why I get raw noses. How do nose work? Shit, how do nose work, man? Screw it, the hell, screw it. Fuck it. Okay, right here. one. Hands are always the to me. I'm still not good with hands, but I don't think that matters. You do your hands the way you do it, the way you want it, but not without learning, not without taking a reference of what hands are supposed to, or you use your hand. Well, through yourself in the mirror, or you can use it. I'm using my hand through the camera. It's just this, like it's like a little curve, thumb, and then like your hand, your index finger, your middle finger is always going to be the top one, the tallest one, and then it just shrinks gradually to the pinky. It's just the smallest one, and then you just got to determine the proportions. That's that's what many artists will tell you. A lot of artists. Draw hands, draw hands, draw hands, draw hands. I think at this point on, I meant, yo, just go to the internet and look at Twitter artists and just take pictures of hands. Because I'm pretty sure, I know artists out there who probably are so patient, who will describe to you how to draw hands and stuff. But there's artists out there who are like, bro, just shut the fuck up already with hands, 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 hands. All hands, hands, hands with my face. Dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands. That kind. They'll tell you that. It depends on the artist. It depends on whoever you're looking up to, live stream. One, two. Right here, yes. The nails, it's kind of weird. Nails are pretty weird. Yeah, I wish I could brought I should have worn my hat, but yeah, not today. I want to keep. I just recently showered. I guess in the next hour or so, I'll be doing reaction videos and see if anybody, comes up with it. Or if anybody's watching this stream in general, because I'm just recording by myself. It's just weird. It's the nose, bro. Am I drawing a good nose? And keep in mind, I have to keep in mind that this is not a, like, I have a, hold on a second. I have a style. It's just so, I seem to forget. A nose like this. It's not my nose. True. Just to be real, my nose is like. I look so. Like I look so Middle Eastern, but that I am still Hispanic. God damn. I'm like I tell everybody, yo, you're Ecuador like yo, I'm Ecuadorian. I'm like, nah, dog, you don't look Ecuadorian at all, dog. I thought you were Middle Eastern. I'm like, damn, dog. I'm an Ecuadoriano for nothing. That's some bullshit. Okay. Still not still not great. The ears too. I don't need the ears. Here, here, down. It's just the head, and then the ear. Fuck. Fuck about it. This, see, it takes time. It takes patience. It takes patience to determine what is uh, what I'm doing correctly or not. It takes, but if anybody's watching this stream, I just want to say, welcome to the new year. I hope you guys enjoy this. Uh, and if you guys can, in watching the stream, I'm not done yet, but if you guys can watching the stream, like, subscribe to my channel, to the description below. I have my channel. You can subscribe to my channel. You can also subscribe to my Instagram, my Twitter, X. I am in the description below. I am an illustrator, character designer, and I'm also attempting to do animation as well. This is the bullshit. Anyways, I'm just gonna save that for later. Sure. I stay outside, so that y'all see this there. No, you can't, because camera's ass. Right. This is the one right there. Good to have a good stream. It's good to have a good music. Should I put pins? Nah. I know I have to put squares. Fun part, this character I grew up watching had a backstory. I think that backstory still needs some changing. It just needs changing. Oh God. Because it's been a while. I mean, I created this character when I was in. Sorry. This character I made I created back in 7th grade, like middle school. But I didn't develop quite a good story. It didn't have much of a story. Because I had to yet use and learn how to create comic book characters and shit. And that was in high school. That was literally somewhere between like middle school and freshman high school. That's like 2012, 2013. That's when they started. Whether or not 2011. 2011. That's where they started creating more tutorials, visual artist tutorials, and there's artists with touchscreen drawings with this. Most of them are just independent. I'm very well informed. I'm always kept up with history and art making. Well, usually the commission artist's history. There's lots of commission artists back in the day. You see artists like fucking Necrodrome, Dink Anes from DeviantArt, all kinds of things. It's not just the ones that are just popping up on Instagram and Twitter. No. DeviantArt started it all. As a kid, I grew up when I was a kid, I was very aware that DeviantArt was a place where people created their own arts, and then there's came Fur Infinity before it became bigger. Then, you know, as a child, I've foreseen, I am kind of aware a bit of DeviantArt when I was a kid. I'm born in 2000, so that's fine. Well, it's done. I think I should watch. There's a trailer I wanted to watch. I wanted to react to. I think later on during this drop. I just think I just want to see this. Just see just how ridiculous this is. Keep twitching. Somewhere along the line that I don't know if that is makes sense. I really don't want to drop hints and all that stuff. But what's done is done. What's done is done. God damn it. Nah, what's done is done. Oh. Oh, I do forget that. It's just time taking. But that does not matter. So that happens. That's nice. Right there. Gotta see my feet. I need to show my pretty face to the world. Like, Twitch, fuck. Sorry. Sorry for my language. Let me just ease it down. I twitch like I just have I'm neurodivergent. I have conditions. Sorry. Tourette's probably I think. I have tics. I have the twitchy tics. So I have Tourette's, I guess, but I also have, but I'm more likely ADHD and just a tiny bit of autism. That doesn't mean I'm completely out, but no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just a bit. Right there. Ugh. Oh. One, two, three. This is where I want to add a bit of a horror version, a bit of a bit of like creepiness or like dark, dark theme to it. Probably think about drawing like coloring blood, tearing out. But no, it's too. Right there. If you ever join the music, I'm glad. I'll let y'all know. Past? No, it's not now. Right. And then I now. Easy to trace, I guess, but not really. Takes time. Usually I want to draw lizards. So I have a character who is a lizard. Snakes are easy. Don't get. They're very easy. I'll give you that. I'll let you. Don't get me wrong. As an artist, drawing snakes is probably the most easiest thing. But you have freedom to draw it complex. Give it portions. Where is the perspective of this snake? Where is it going? You can make it as great and complex as possible. Right here, scales here, scales there. It's just scales, 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 scales. I can take more time if I can. I can still be real with it. I can take more time drawing actual scales, but because I just don't have the patience yet. Not yet, but when I still continue it, yeah, I'm about to blast. Right there. Nah, that looks stupid. That's, I don't know if that is kind of right or wrong. I don't know. It looks. If I don't agree with it, don't draw it. Something better. Instead, it just looks too organic already. Yet, I have nothing to say. Not yet. Draw what you do, draw what you can. No, that's gonna be something else. Come on. Dun, dun, dun. So, Huh? Slicing on these. somewhat. I don't give it. Yeah. All right, I think that's set. Now time for color. Let's see how this one works. Green, yellow, green, green, because I know this. I know, I know, I know. Oh, I do have to do this. A base color. That's for sure. What base color should I put? Red. Somewhat. Kind of a base color. Base colors. That's yeah. Right. Right. That's the base. Same here. Base color. Base color. This I wonder if this shit always works. That base color shit. Does base color actually works? I don't really think so. I don't know. I don't know if base color actually works. Well, I guess I'll find out. That part is there. That's the gap. So now I'm gonna go back to this one. See. I swear, just damp it all up. Damn it, hair. I need a haircut big time. Shit. I don't want to look like a Korean actor. I want to look like a Puerto Rican fake cut motherfucker. I like fades. I like fades. Yeah. Bro, it is. Eight cuts. Right. That's the one. Skin. Skin is this. Now it's the third one. Use of black. Kind of black. Third. It's kind of like this. Looks, feels black, but it's kind of green. It's a haze. It's like a haze of it. It's still pretty black. Just gotta make sure it covers him up pretty well. If not, I just go all black. Because that's originally how my reptiles. This is my character. Goes by the name Elements Reptile. That's originally his clothing color. I just want to see. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Iroko, 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 Figaro. Okay, Iroko. That's not bad. No. And then I could just erase. Oh yeah, hard lights. That's what I think for the step for the eyes. This is what I do with hard with his eyes. His eyes are, of course, separated in a way. His eyes are strangely separated. I'll show you how. I'll show you. Let's just say you got two different colors. These two different colors separated apart. Red. These two colors. I can just do this. Draw the path right now. Now, watch this. And these are his eyes. These are our reptiles. I know, weird. Extremely weird. It's weird, but it's weird. All I gotta say. Yet intriguing. It's frightening. Yet luring. Because I want a reptile. A reptile is very complex, per se. I can just darken him up even more. And darken him up even more. that box. Right here. It's still complex. God damn. I'm just making it weird for myself that I want it. Dante, where are you at one day? Hernandez. The hair's my decision. Nice. Skinny. Yeah. I guess it's time to kind of like do some reaction videos for now on. Stand by. see. All right, I got you. Hold still for a moment. All right, so sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch some reaction videos right now. So let's see what I have some to see some very important things going down, things happening live. Yeah, I think yeah, no one's ever heard of this one. Apparently, I think what you guys didn't hear about last night is 10 people got killed. If you guys don't even remember what happened during the New Year's Eve, like at night, where well, there was an incident that happened out there. Not really.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about Dungeons and Dragons, and all the drama around Dungeons and
Yeah, right here.
Dragons is hitting the mainstream. We've got the New York Times doing an article on D&D and all the changes being made to D&D and how it's not landing with fans, longtime fans very well. The controversy was amplified, of course, by Elon Musk throwing in his 2 cents, in which he told Hasbro to go to hell because of the disrespect shown toward Gary Gygax and the other OGs who helped create this classic game, which has been turned into another hockey puck in the culture war, right? So let's talk about this. Fox News picked it up as well, and I got to give a hat tip to Mr. Robert J. Kuntz himself, who tagged me in on Twitter and made me aware of this article that he actually was quoted in, which I think is good to see. He is one of the few remaining original D&D designers, authors, writers, and he was there pretty much since the beginning. He saw kind of everything as it went down, and I don't think he's real happy with the misrepresentation that the media has been doing in regards to D&D, because for years we've seen lots of articles. I think
I never watched. I was aware about playing D&D. What's the last time I played D&D? Ooh, long time ago. That was a long time ago I played D&D. You know what I'm saying? I to hear this, that right now finally doing damage control, because I've been hearing from the last 4 years or so, or the last 2 years, it was like the woke mind, the woke left, or the who are not really the woke, truly the true meaning of woke. These are the fake wokes, the ones who are like the libtard woke, like the white liberal woke, the ones that pose themselves as like that they are for diversity, even though they're hypocrites over other shit. These are the fake wokes. They don't represent none of us. They don't represent black. They don't represent brown. They don't represent red, and they don't represent the bronze. Even yellows, which I mean Asians. Now these I've been hearing a lot about what went down with the backlash that happened about it, but I didn't have any judgment because I like clownfish.tv. I've been watching clownfish.tv, but as times it gets too toxic within the pop culture industry, and they now it's getting on to them for all their BS that they trying to cater to the modern audience, which that demanded, dictated, and get hostile towards anybody who disagrees with their narratives. Bro. Which is really retarded.
I think PBS did one, and NPR did one, and all these government-funded media outlets, mouthpieces, talking about the racism and the misogyny in D&D and all of that. And they've spent several years trying to cultivate a very different audience. And we're going to talk about this because this article actually goes into it some. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, no woohoos today, but it is New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year's. Hopefully you guys are spending it doing more fun things rather than listening to us, but we do appreciate it. Check out clownfishminus.com for merch. We got this Dismal Castle t-shirt. A lot of people like that. Clownfish hats. This is actually my hat right here. The embroidered tie-dye green hat. I love this hat. I wear this hat all the time. Thank you so much. You can also get bonus content over at clownfishtv.locals.com. So yeah, Fox News covered it, and they got from the New York Times. And again, a hat tip to Mr. Kuntz for sending me a link to this. Dungeons & Dragons rolls the dice with new rules about identity. The role-playing game replaced race with species and divorced several character traits from biological identity. Some longtime players are upset, as is Elon Musk. They said the game's first significant rule...
That to me is what should be important, We're talking about race and ethnicity. Bro, it's a fantasy flick. You can make fictional races. That's diversity of all. There's elves, there's orcs, there's goblins, there's fairies, there's dwarves, there's hobbits. I mean, that's a race. That's a race of people. The color of my skin isn't race, unless you make it that way, because there's a lot of people around the world and in this world that says so. But to blackwash fictional characters that never exist I mean, you can do it. You can do it. You do, boo boo. You can fucking do it. I don't care. But in Dungeons and Dragons, bro, like they say that there's not enough more diversity. There is diversity there. It's just not in. It's not what you're politically thinking. It's not for politics. Don't put race into politics, and don't put politics or racial politics into video games. That's it, because it's about escapism. That's all it is. It's all about escapism. I don't know why these motherfuckers be bucking about it. But yet again, at the same time, for this insanity of this woke, of the woke jihad, I say, there was another jihad that happened. Apparently the Satanic Panic. I mean, we've probably seen this already before, Satanic Panic. First, it's the Satanic Panic back in the 90s, and now we're shifting to the fucking woke left, the woke mind virus and some shit like that. Which, to me, once again, they don't represent the woke. They're the fake ass wokes. They're the fake.
Rules changes came after a decade, which became official this fall as they celebrated the 50th anniversary, and it reverberated through the Dungeons and Dragons community and beyond. They prompted praise and disdain at game tables and everywhere, along with YouTubers. Who is this? Is this us? Better not be us. It is not. It's the quartering. Okay. It was not us. Irritated social media posts from Elon Musk. Races are now species. Some character traits have been divorced from biological identity. A mountain dwarf is no longer inherently brawny and durable. No, he can be a barista with his boyfriend. A high elf no longer intelligent and dexterous by definition. And Wizards of the Coast, the Dungeons & Dragons publisher owned by Hasbro, has endorsed a trend throughout role-playing games in which players are empowered to halt the proceedings if they ever feel uncomfortable. Safe word. They've encouraged players to use safe words. They've taken the classic races and turned them into something else. Anybody can be anything. And I guess that's okay, but it's not really traditional D&D, is it? And here's the thing, and I just want to remind people. Because Hasbro did not create Dungeons & Dragons. Wizards of the Coast did not create Dungeons & Dragons. They're like, oh, it's our big 50th anniversary. It's a big update. They own the IP. They own the name Dungeons & Dragons. The game they have created, 5e onward especially, is very detached, I believe, from the original D&D created by TSR. And early on at Wizards, again, from my understanding, we had people that really respected what TSR had done.
Listen, you want to skip this ad. I would too. But what if I told you there's a skip ads for everybody?
Yeah.
And as time went on, 5e, and again, if you like 5e, that's fantastic. Good for you. But that game had become kind of its own thing, in my opinion. I think 5e became a very different thing from, it's very detached from old school D&D. So now we have a divide. It's not just D&D anymore. It's, OSR, old school Renaissance. A lot of indie publishers are putting out rule sets that are more reminiscent of what D&D was. And I'm not saying that, games can't evolve or whatever, but, I guess it would be very similar to Monopoly suddenly becoming Clue. You know what I'm saying? It's like this doesn't even really resemble the original game that much. You've got game pieces and you've got a board and you've got rules, but other than that, everything else has kind of changed, right? That's my opinion. 5e to me feels like another game system entirely from original Dungeons and Dragons. It does not feel like it belongs in the same universe as TSR's Dungeons & Dragons and Forgotten Realms and Dragonlance and old school Spelljammer and Dark Sun and all that stuff. That's what I grew up playing.
I mean, that's by your opinion. To that guy, I mean, that's just him. That's just him entirely. That's just him entirely. I don't really mind about it. I haven't played Dungeons & Dragons at all. So I'm aware of the Dungeons and Dragons franchise and game, that's for sure. But on his behalf, like if it needs to cater to the original genre. But Pete, you also want to kind of expand the world. Sorry, World of Warcraft. When World of Warcraft came, when that's the, which yeah, I'm from the 2000s. When World of Warcraft came out online, yes, there were board games like Magic, like Dungeons and Dragons, like other games too, like board games, Monopoly, this, and that. But as a kid, World of Warcraft, when it first came out online by Blizzard, it was expansive within the fantasy realm. Stayed true to the lore of the fantasy realm. That's for sure, and kept it that way way before World of Warcraft became woke. But also because what it does by staying true to its foundation, they just expanded to a new world. There was a world called World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria. And Mists of Pandaria is state fantasies basically out of Chinese folklore. And that was done, and nobody said shit. Nobody raged. Nobody said shit. Nobody batted an eye or what's this or what's that. Nobody. You know? Because it was just done right. It was done without pushing a narrative. You can span the World of Warcraft from lore and mystery of Europe to the world of like Minotaur's tribes, like Native America. And then from there to, to the kingdoms and realms of Hawaii or China to, various places. If it's done right, without catering to an audience that yearns or screams for their, individuality. They can't. I still don't like have some comments against me on Twitter, even though I don't really have much Twitter on me. I did a comment for about the Dan thing. Deal Ben, it was good, man. Have a nice day. Yeah, hey man, you too. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, like that shit is like, it's done right, right? But it was about Don. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Don. Yeah, so the Don thing, if you guys watched if anybody in this little stream has watched my video, I did a video regarding to a Latino edit controversy that's happening in Twitter by an artist named Scully. And Scully did 3 different versions. They have one is the Okaru version, the second one is the black edit, and then the third one was the Hispanic edit. And nobody said shit, but everybody, and all the comments I saw were positive, until the Momo Oka Ayase one came in, and that's where everybody, starts, throwing shit left and right, which is the most retarded thing. And I already made my opinion to them. Listen, I'm not offended. I was not offended by it, But you got people telling me, nah, you're not a true Latino, this and that, you are a descendant. And like, first off, like, we Latinos existed before the border even was built. That don't mean no. We weren't there before the Native Americans. No, we came right after the Native Americans first. We are Native Americans some way, somehow. But, you have that controversy, which is kind of just ridiculous. It's even more ridiculous that if they are screaming up and getting upset about a Don edit over a female character, didn't they bat an eye about the male character of which is Hokaru, which is also hypocritical because yet again it's Twitter, all this and that. But back to this, back to this.
Anyway, what they're trying to do here is put up a signal flare to not only current players but potential future players that this game is a safe, inclusive, thoughtful, and sensitive approach to fantasy storytelling. This is not a game anymore, it's fantasy storytelling, said Ryan Lassard, a writer and frequent D&D dungeon master. The changes have exposed a rift among Dungeons & Dragons players, a group as passionate as its pursuits is esoteric, becoming part of the broader cultural debate about how to balance principles like inclusivity and accessibility with history and tradition. Just play a different game, but it doesn't have the brand recognition, does it? Robert J. Kuntz, an award-winning game designer who frequently collaborated with Gary Gygax as co-creator of Dungeons & Dragons, said he dislikes Wizards of the Coast efforts to legislate from above rather than provide room for dungeon masters, the game's ringleaders and referees, to tailor their individual campaigns. Yeah, so you've always been welcome. You've always been welcome to play the game you want, the way you want to play it, right? It's always your table, your rules. If you've got house rules or certain monsters offend you, maybe it's a little, or certain religious takes offend you. It's not good for your group for whatever reason. Maybe you've got younger players or what. You've always been free. You've always been free to make changes to suit your group. But again, the difference now is that Hasbro wants to be the moral authority and tell you how to play the game and how to be more inclusive and how to be less racist, even as they do racist-y stuff.
I never heard of that, but I had a feeling that they've done it before. The whole non-racist shit. Like, it's a game, that's all. But unlike the fucking Rings of Power series, which oh yeah. Hey, let me tell you something. I like the action. I like the whole story setting of Rings of Power, but they didn't need to blackwash fucking a few L's and doors from here and there. Oh man. I do agree with the fan base of the Lord of the Rings and J.R. Tolkien franchise, but they do have the knack. Like Hasbro doesn't have the knack to do that nowadays. Not back then. Back then you didn't know. They didn't. But now, yeah. Even though it's still escapism. They're gonna still probably cater and put in a few this, a few that of just diversity. Like two elves sucking each other's dick in a kid's fucking, like instruction and shit. Yeah, no. But on the other hand, you also got guys who just really wanted to keep it original, but yet they don't expand their world views of what possibility of Dungeons and Dragons can be. Bro, I would yet to see a DLC. Yet again. Sorry if I am ignorant, but yet I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons in my life. But if they do the same thing like how World of Warcraft did, again, back then, with Mists of Pandaria, that could be possible. That's all I can say.
Actually, sometimes make it worse. Sometimes they make it worse. They call attention to things that really weren't, most people didn't feel were racist, but whatever. So Robert says it's an unnecessary thing. It attempts to play into something that I'm not sure is even worthy of addressing, as if the word race is bad. Yeah, we're dealing with non-humans. I don't like this lineage thing. I mean, again, this is just my personal opinion, going back to AD&D, is that humans, dwarves, elves, gnomes, halflings, they're kind of related, but they're not actually related. They're very much separate races. We're not just talking different skin tones. They are separate races with separate histories, and they have different.
He said different skin tones. No shit, Sherlock. That's something a lot of fucking Gen Z college kids who just got graduated from high school need to learn. Mostly the white girls. It's mostly white girls. But, like, yeah, it's not the skin tone, though. I can't believe he mentions that because it's true. And not everything has to be a skin tone. If you're in a fantasy world based on Europe, it stays in Europe. Don't nothing else, okay? That's all. Dungeons and Dragons is a world based within northern to central Europe. That's all I can say. You guys can make you can cosplay. We Black and Brown can cosplay it. We Black and Brown can do a little edits here and there, but we have to understand that Dungeons and Dragons based by lore, European, well, central to north, diaspora, like the lore. That's all. But skin tone, man. Yeah, for real. It's nothing about skin. It's nothing about skin. It's about the character. It's about the worldview. It's about fantasy about it.
And mental and magical attributes. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Actually, species sounds worse in a way because it's like you're almost turning them into animals or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like a zoological classification or something like that. And I think that actually sounds worse to me personally. I think it's, and the monsters are kinder, gentler monsters. The orcs are people too. The orcs have families now. It's like, fuck orcs. So, fuck them. I don't care. They're monsters. They're fodder. They always have been fodder. Like, if you want to have a kind, compassionate orc in your group, because, that's an interesting storytelling thing, that's whatever. You make up some rules for that. But I don't think there needs to be an official...
Yeah, that right there, that's just him, being, the typical old millennial Gen X kind of Dungeons and Dragons person. That's just him right there being him. That's his opinion, that's all.
Statement on it. Orcs are bad. They're not black people. If you think they're black people, you're stupid, and you're probably a bit racist yourself, if that's what you see. No, they're fodder, right? To me, they're fodder. Changes to D&D, which gamers commonly called, I just call it D&D, the changes to Dungeons and Dragons.
Maybe, on the other hand, they probably secretly thought, yeah, orcs look like black people. Like, secretly serve some that very, very, very small niche. I'm just being ignorant. Sorry. Yeah, they're probably thinking black people look like orcs. I'm just saying. I'm not right. I'm just saying.
Which gamers commonly call D&D, may fit into the corporate world's pursuit of diversity, equity, and inclusion, but they're also part of a financial strategy for Wizards of the Coast. So they're doing damage control. Players responded tepidly to the 4th edition of D&D back in 2008.
Hip-hop.
You're watching a toothbrush play Billie Eilish, but did you know?
When the game was more of a punchline than a blockbuster movie premise. Well, the movie did not wind up being a blockbuster, did it? It did not. The Big Bang Theory was not yet television's highest-rated comedy, and the cultural phenomenon of Stranger Things, whose 1980s characters are fluent in D&D jargon, was years in the future. This is a massive... It does a massive disservice to D&D, I think. Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things. I watch with my kids. I love it. The game they're playing, the game those kids are playing, it's not what Hasbro's selling currently. It's a very different game from a very different time. Right? And it's so weird. Like, I think we got a bunch of tourists come into the hobby because they saw it on TV, they saw it on Stranger Things. It was kind of glammed up by Hollywood. We had the Hollywood celebrities playing tabletop games for a while. That was the whole thing. Will Wheaton and
that's
Matt Mercer and whatever. And again, nothing against Matt Mercer. Will Wheaton, I think's mental, but Matt's okay. I met him before. He's all right. But like, it changed the whole hobby. It was like geek chic. It wasn't the game that college nerds played, high school nerds played. It wasn't. It was like, oh, okay, now everybody wants to play this game, but they don't really know the rules. They don't want to really learn the rules. and they're a bunch of theater kids, so they just kind of like make it up as they go, and everybody's got super special powers, and everybody's got a tragic backstory. And like, hell, when I played my first character, I didn't think my character had a backstory. I'm just like, nah, I'm just like a cleric. I like to fight the undead and whatever. That was my backstory. I fight the undead and whatever.
Then watch.
The D&D audience was shrinking, said Jeremy Crawford, the game's lead rules designer. Luckily, we're saving it, guys. We're saving it. He added the game was becoming so tailored to just one way of playing that it was not feeling as inviting as we knew the game could be. Or, just hear me out. Hear me out. You could create a different game system for people that didn't actually want to play a game. They just wanted to role play, right? They didn't want to play a game with the rules. They just wanted to pretend they were. You could just create another game system because, again, I think D&D has become something completely different. Players desire greater leeway in creating their characters. Wizards of the Coast executive said in defense of the new rules. The 2024 Player's Handbook is the fastest-selling publication in company history, it said, and its new guide for Dungeon Masters is already in reprints. Okay, well, maybe it is. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people I've talked to said they're not impressed with it. And it feels like D&D is sort of on the decline. Anecdotally, it just seems like there's not as much interest in it. So I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I have to look at the numbers. I have no idea. In addition to its species, each character in D&D is assigned a class such as Bard, Druid, Rogue, or Wizard. During quests, the abilities and corresponding skills of characters manifest in ways that can complement or undermine one another. They have to explain it. 20-sided die, improv. It's like a game of make-believe, but with rules that are actually make it fun. Well, yeah, it was supposed to be. It's let's pretend with rules and dice, but it's more than that too. We actually have rules, and people don't want to use the rules anymore.
Yeah, not many, because again, like you said, there's a lot of tourists around that don't want to learn the rules. Me, I've never played the D&D. I never played the D&D series in my life, so I generally think that some way, somehow, that if, like they said, if they could do like a different game, different set for the audience who are just realizing that D&D exists or just want to try it out, okay, let me try it out. That can work. Again, this is a series that only guys like Neon from Clownfish.tv kind of knows. It's I've never played a D&D thing in my life again, just like what's up. But I do know that the fact that the rules are have to change a bit, will be introduced to make it sure that it is meant to be a game. It's role playing. It's more than that. I tell you, that's what he said. It's way more than just the role playing. It's kind of like being the script within it. A little more than that. I don't know. As you said, because I've seen gameplays. I've seen some gameplays on YouTube about D&D and shit, and yeah, they're very passionate. All I can say, they're very passionate with their stuff, and you cannot try to implement something that is already either just wrongly misrepresented, or on other hands, I would say that just overused. To my opinion, you want to expand it differently, uniquely, which is super hard when you're making content and creating games. So, like if you're trying to make a sequel, you want to do something different. You got to do something unique all the time. It's not easy. It's not easy.
So basically, this whole thing is about defending all the idiocy at Wizards. Now, remember, this is a company that took the Redbox set, and we did a video on this just a couple days ago. We actually had the author of the Redbox come out and say that he wasn't real happy with how Wizards. I mean, he didn't really trash the new version of the game, but he did say that he wasn't real happy with how Wizards was treating the OGs and basically low key calling them racists and homophobes and misogynists every time you turn around, because when they offer a classic TSR product, they put that disclaimer on it, which is kind of dumb, but whatever. It's whatever. Yeah. So they didn't want to choose a dwarf to make them a lesser wizard. Well, that's that. Okay. The fact that your dwarf can be a wizard. I was there before dwarves could be wizards. Dwarves used to be kind of magic averse, right? If you wanted a non-human that could cast spells, you had to play an elf. I'm just saying. Players who are frustrated by the recent revisions argue that the innate characteristics of the species gave the game part of its allure. Yeah, because you could kind of min-max stats, or you'd have to play differently based on your race. Like you can only go so far if you're a certain race in a certain class. It did add. I think it added kind of pros and cons to choosing that character, but whatever. All the species are becoming humans with decorations. Yes, lamented David Cutler, a self-described grognard or veteran gamer who plays alongside Lassard at the Boards and Brews bar in Manchester, New Hampshire. Cutler acknowledged that the game's orcs, the malevolent dark-skinned creatures developed by Tolkien, have been associated with negative racial tropes in the real world. They said their innate traits, however fictional, have accrued authentic meaning over the decade. They said Cutler and others gathered at a house outside Manchester for Friendsgiving, and they played a gaming session. They said they're talking about a tabaxi, a creature with the feline appearance and night vision that one would expect of a species created by the Cat Lord. He's been adopted into an elven family. He's also a sorcerer. Being a tabaxi didn't matter. Then who cares? He'd just be a fuzzy elf. This is interesting. It's from Portland. Oh my God. This is all damage control. This is what this is damage control. Dana Ebert, co-founder of the gaming center pub TPK Brewing in Portland, I'm sensing a theme here, said that she sensed a majority of D&D players were responding positively to the changes. In Portland, in a microbrew, I'm sure they are. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Of course.
They're, you gotta clean that shit up, man. You have to honestly clean that shit up. It has to... like he said, like Neon said, you have to stay true to the game. You have to stay true to the fan base. That in order to keep such a known franchise game alive. Otherwise, it's just gonna turn to shit. And that's what's more caught up, man. It's exactly like the Sonic movie. They made it ugly and too creepy, right? And then they listened to the people and said, okay, no, we fucked up. Let me redo it again. Let's redo this. Sorry. But Disney, on the other hand, decided, with the Chip and Dale, you're not ever heard of this from Disney Plus. They did like a Roger Rabbit show, like a Roger Rabbit movie that I liked because I love crossovers. They did a like a Roger Rabbit kind of like sequel to it. The Chip and Dale, with the Lonely Bros. Yeah, they did that. Oh, man, long time to hear about the Lonely Bros. Then I get some just in my pants. Remember those dudes? Oh shit, man. Yeah, those were time. Those were a long time ago. Bro. But anyways, let's finish it up.
Wizards of the Coast is catching up to its competitors. Apparently, she freelanced for Pathfinder for Paizo, the role-playing game by the company that has spoken of ancestry and heritage instead of race for several years. That is Pathfinder, though. They can do whatever they want. It's numerous things. It's not just this. Why are they zeroing in on just this?
It's one.
And
They're zeroing it in because they want to probably. They're still woke. They're still trying to cater to the modern audience, but they want to respect their own livelihood. So say, you know what? I'm gonna do some damage control. Even though there are, yeah, like I said, they're gonna probably nitpick and start to put a bit of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of that of rainbow shit. Ah, that's that like they did with Star Wars, like they did with some of the Marvel comic books, Image Comics, like they did with some of DC, and like they did with Fortnite and Concord. You know, they're trying to nitpick that.
They're many, many months late, years late to the party. This has been going on for a while. And so what okay, so this is what I think. This is what I think is going on. Elon Musk got involved. They're doing damage control. What's the mouthpiece? The New York Times. Oh, what can we get them on? What can we get them on? We think these people are racists. Let's make the whole article about species when it's actually multiple, numerous issues with D&D. And even outside of the game itself, the business practices of Hasbro. The OGL debacle, is that mentioned in here? I don't know if it's mentioned in here or not. Hasbro basically giving the middle finger to its fandom. People being banned from Gen Con. The Pinkertons sent to a guy's house because he got some magic cards early. Oh, no. We're going to make it all about race. So this is Jason Tondro, who